This is an Alliance podcast.
Welcome to a special episode of the For the Culture podcast, soccer podcast for us, by us, talking about the intersection of Black culture and soccer. We blooded out today, man. It's all red today, baby. You know, got your boy here, Grego. Got your boy here, Mayor Kane. Got your boy here, Coach Tony. You know, we gotta let them know what's good this week. You know, because Manchester once again.
It's red.
It's always red.
Whoa.
Stays red.
It's always been red. It stays red, baby. I don't care. It's always been red.
Manchester Derby, another Manchester Derby is in the books. The Red Devils broke the streak. People thought, hey, Man City couldn't be beat. They're not lose another game the rest of the way. Got that shit.
I mean, now, don't get it twisted. We know City's going to win the league. We
still got the screenshots, unfortunately.
That's pretty much wrapped up. But it's always about, rivalry weeks, bragging rights and everything. And it's good to see that, that we closed it out and got a shutout on a pretty potent team. Because if you watch the match at all, there was definitely huge portions of time when City was just in our half and we were just, hoping to stay alive. And all credits due to United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what they did, was a whole different type of, organization, a commitment to, following through on winning tackles and winning the ball back. Everybody was working for each other. It wasn't like they were just working for themselves. And you could tell that there was a different type of energy and everybody was working for the whole unit as opposed to, their own individual glory. And it was a good performance today. I mean, I was quite impressed.
Yeah, it was, like I said, a great sight to see. You saw Dino Hendo get the start up in the net.
Give him the one. Give him the one. Give him that number one, kid.
Give
it.
If you can shut out Man City, who else can you shut out? So go ahead and give
Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich.
Yo. So first of all, shout out to ESPN and ABC for putting the Klassiker on big ABC. I know your boys, your boys. They held tough for about 10 minutes, and then I guess Bayern had to be Bayern because they came back, scored for unanswered. It was tied up until the 87th, 88th minute, and then Lewandowski said, "Hey, it's done. It's done."
He said, "I'm the captain now."
I'm the captain of this ship.
but at least Dortmund didn't go down like some punk bitches like they'd have in previous under Klassikers. It basically would be over by halftime. Like I said, they were up 2-0 pretty quick, and then
we saw hopefully a potential United player, Haaland. He got his two, and
like that.
I love the quote he said after the game. He was like, Lewandowski, he knows that every time I get a goal, he's got to put in a hat trick or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
He's hungry, and that's the kind of shit that you want to hear from a kid. Shit, I don't even think he's 21 yet. I think he's just still 20. He's still developing, and he's playing like a grown ass man.
Like a 12-year-old. He probably can't grow facial hair to save his life.
Man, he looks like he's just genetically modified.
A beard would look ugly on him for sure. That's
he's playing like a beast.
He is a beast.
It'd be like one of those Larry Bird mustaches where you couldn't quite tell if he had a mustache or not. Cause
you might as well be the white van by the river. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God!
Fun fact:
as long as you got the namaste going, you good, man. That's what I'm saying. Meditate. As the great theologian Marshawn Lynch said, get your mentals right. You know what I'm saying? So Haaland's got his meditation right. He's scoring goals.
But yeah, well, like I said, it was real dope to see that game get that type of coverage. Of course, we were talking about it in the culture chat, like how it always seems like only Bayern versus Dortmund gets that big network attention because they used to have it when they were on Fox, when the Bundesliga was on Fox. The only game that would be on Big Box would be the Klassiker. I think they might have did it. Schalke and Dortmund. Of course, we're still we hope that you do well in your future endeavors at Schalke because they need you right now.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I put my application in last week. You know what I'm saying? I updated my LinkedIn profile. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know it's real. But yeah, man. I would like to see, especially when the crowds come back, the Bundesliga get more coverage on TV. I mean, granted, right now everything is pretty much on ESPN Plus. We talked about it a couple weeks ago about how they should really have some type of either continuous 24-hour stream or a full-fledged cable channel. But when you watch the Bundesliga in action live with the crowd, I don't think there's really any leagues that can touch it. Like the crowd vibe is lit. The on-field action is great. Like you can't really touch it because it's basically gives you top-notch shit from top to bottom.
Did we have any racial incidents from that? From that event, I'm saying specifically.
I
haven't seen any myself.
I heard that the clock got reset over the weekend, but honestly, I've been stuck in traffic all weekend because of the All-Star game that we can't even go to. But we got this week we got a special episode here with our guys from Can I Kick It, Yogi and Chenier, and we talk about it in that episode, and it's like y'all need to get the fuck out. Like all y'all that came down here and disrupted our good traffic that we've been getting used to for the past year. Like y'all need to go.
I mean,
go home.
Yo, Shad, your sister mayor, Keisha, she told people.
Yeah. She said it a good while ago. When they announced the All-Star game is coming to Atlanta, she said, hold up. Before we do
and that's the thing.
TV only event.
Exactly.
Don't come.
And that's what bothers me about this whole thing is that the NBA didn't even really consult with the city like that as far as planning this. They just said like, hey, because Turner, we have to deal with them. Let's just go ahead and just put a game.
No, we down the street. We just want to ride down the street. Let's pull up down the street.
They didn't think about the fact that that clubs would just start say, hey, the players are in town. Like that's the thing that just rubs it the wrong way. Like y'all are just looking for a reason to just have a party and for no good reason, especially given the fact that this week is essentially the 1 year anniversary of when essentially the whole country and world shut down. Like they talked about during the United game, like a year ago was the Manchester Derby, and this was basically the last game that they had with fans before the lockdown. And of course, it was the same thing here. Like I remember, like it was yesterday, like we had the episode where they announced the shutdown, and I think it was right around the same time that the U.S. soccer president stepped down, and like so much has changed since then. But like it's still not over yet. People still haven't got vaccinated yet. Like we'll have enough in May to where all adults should have access to it, but you still got to actually go and get it. But we got to do better here. But all y'all that stuck up my traffic, y'all got to.
What's the wildest thing you've seen on the street, Rashad?
Oh, I think we got a list, because we actually kept count of this shit.
We've now in our own group chat, we talked about the things that we're going to see once the All-Star weekend has left. and that the city needs to be cleaned up. I mean, I know for sure that like I was in line at Zaxby's today with my daughter, and seeing the hair weave pieces on the ground, the blunt wrappers on the ground. I didn't see shell casings or broken glass from break-ins or anything like that. But
see my fair glass.
I mean,
but we're
I'm going to stumble upon that.
We're gonna have to scrub the whole city down after all this. Because like, let's see, like you had like condoms, beer, liquor throw up, backwood guts, tire streaks, hair weaves, piss, chicken bones,
used condoms.
Yes. Bras, lipstick, maxi pads, broken heels, dreadlocks, braids, ripped shirts. I mean, like, like
wigs.
Yes. Tracks, lace fronts, all that shit. Like it's damn near a whole Sally's out in the streets right now. And we gotta do better.
Shouts out to Sally's.
Then it's a lot of broken dreams and hopes. Because people came down here with like $100 thinking they was gonna ball out. So that was the other part. People were going to Lennox and were walking around with no bags. So somebody on Twitter said, "Oh, did people just show up to Lennox thinking it was a pep rally or something?"
Yo, why we see that video footage? Like, the one woman who came out, she was, she got the $19.95 U-Haul rental van.
Oh yeah,
you got that, and then you have the other one who had the GoFundMe page, who she came down with like $400, and now she's like $1,400 in the hole.
Ain't nobody telling you
unemployment to come through, and it didn't happen. So
but
she's
But the stimmy is on the way. The stimmy status is about to be lit one more time. So
hey, she can't survive another weekend in Atlanta. At that point, she's on the streets. At that point,
you know the cost of living in Atlanta right now. Good God.
But yeah, but
they're gonna donate her to the streets, man. That's she's gonna have to survive.
But yeah, man, like it's been a crazy weekend. Of course, I don't think I even did it yet. 3, 2, 1. The Alliance! Yeah, shout out to Josh and Dan, and of course, actually, like we talked about, I think Dan is actually still here. Not we talked about it last week, but I think he's still here.
Hey, did y'all see his GoFundMe page? I think he had a GoFundMe page. He's trying to get
Atlanta.
Hey,
that's gonna be our mixtape, Trapped in Atlanta.
Exactly.
Yo, shout out to Dan and Josh and the Alliance Protagonist Network. Of course, you can catch our show on your favorite podcast apps: Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, all of them. Of course, YouTube channel. You can see these red faces all on your screen and everything. But yeah, man, we got like I said, we got a crossover episode with our guys from the Cannot Kick It podcast, Yogi and Chenier Duran II. And we're actually talking about Dwight, Yorke, and Andrew Cole. He was going by Andy for a while, but he said, "No, I am Andrew."
Hey man, put some respect on it, man.
It's kind of like when
his mama call him Andrew, I'm gonna call him Andrew.
He did the Barry transition. Like, don't call me Barry, I'm Barack.
That's right.
But yeah, enjoy that. I said, of course, keep in touch with us. The Legends hoodies are gone, but I hope y'all enjoy. Like I said, they'll be back in the fall. So, but enjoy this heat. Like I said, go to FTCUTD. We still got the Legends t-shirts, so it's all good. Like get your Legends shit on, get your name set in for the jerseys as the season gets started. And but yeah, you know what? So we're enjoy this episode with
How's he got the hair rub going?
He trying to get this. I feel him. Oh. don't say that I don't give y'all love. Congrats on the Big Ten championship. Congrats on the Big Ten championship. See, I didn't want y'all to think that I was neglecting y'all. I saw y'all with it's, you know, now you actually got to go with actually
the victor. Can we get that?
You know,
where's DJ TK at right now? I need that playing underneath right now.
He's feeding the baby right
now. I need Hail to the Victor being played right now.
You said
we took a couple of L's this week. It don't matter though. I'm good.
Is it y'all?
Eli Brooks, you know, him getting injured during the game, you know, that definitely impacted the game today against Michigan State. But I'm still not worried. Still not worried, man. No worry, man. But
yeah, man, we will catch y'all on the flip. Enjoy the episode with us and can I kick it? Yes, you can.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the latest episode of Can I Kick It? This is your host, as always, Elliot Barnes. This joining me is my good man,
Chenier Duran II.
I was about to say, Chenier, if you get your partner to come in, I was going to come get in my car and come fight you because we've been over this. You know your cue.
I got my cue today.
For joining us are 2/3, well, really 2/4 of For the Culture. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, Mr. Barricane and Tony Tone. How you doing, guys?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having us on the show. Of course, I'm Tony Tone, half of the squad, or 1/4 of the squad that's out here from For the Culture. Oh, we just doing prayer hands? My bad. I didn't get the... All right, we do prayer hands. My bad. There we go. Go ahead, Mayor.
And then right here, I'm they call me Mayor Kane. So good to be here, you know.
Yeah, man. And I think this is going to be a special podcast because not only are we all United fans, and, you know, of course, we won the Derby. You know,
yes,
the city is red.
Woo-hoo! It's red. It's real red. Always been red.
You're right. It has always been red.
Always been red.
But we are talking about probably the most prolific partnership in not only United's history, but also EPL history. Of course, we're talking about Dwight Yorke and Mr. Andy Cole. Yeah. First of all, guys, before we go into all the history and whatnot, lay everything out, I want to get your guys' own interpretation of what this partnership meant to you guys. You know, me, I'm not going to lie, I'm an early United fan, so I wasn't around to watch it in its glorious days, but how was it for you guys that were able to see it? What did it mean to you guys?
I'll go ahead and start off first on that because I think for me, I was right at the formidable age of when you become a fan of anybody. I was in high school playing the game myself at that time, and I was, you know, specifically looking for players that looked like me. And, you know, limited access to, you know, there was no YouTube, there was no internet, no social media back then. And so I was looking at, you know, 442 magazines and Soccer America and all those old magazines. And, you know, I saw Dwight Yorke and Andy Cole in there and tearing up. And I found out, like, you know, Dwight Yorke was from Trinidad. And, you know, at the same time, I was a big Shocker Islam fan. So he was from Trinidad as well, too. And I was like, yo, like, okay, I'm going to start paying attention to these cats. And then, you know, as we'll dip into, you know, treble year of 99. But, like, I mean, that right there, the fact that you got two brothers leading the, you know, the attack of, you know, arguably one of the best teams in the country, I mean, in the world at that time. I mean, like, that really was what cemented me being a fan of, you know, not only Manchester United, but, you know, that strike tandem.
Yeah, man. Like, definitely being able to go watch highlights of them is, I gotta say, like, impressive. Like, granted, I think we only got 3 good years of this partnership. There was course years of them at Blackburn Rovers, but we got like 3 solid years of this trifecta. I mean, this partnership. And I mean, the thing about it is, like, of course, Andy Cole was the first one to join Man United. He came from Newcastle in '95, joined for £7 million, which at the time was the most expensive British signing ever. Can you, like, yo, first of all, let's talk about that. $7 million? Like, I could go on FIFA They buy like some crap 70 rated player for like $70 million now. Like,
You might get out of the academy for $7 million. Like,
Homegrowns are getting $7 million.
Like that's insane, man.
that shows you how much times have changed, man. That times have changed in terms of the sport, in terms of how big it's become. But the game, I mean, I became a Manchester United fan around the time, I think, 94. So I was really starting to get into soccer. I was a little kid, 7 years old. This dude from the barbershop I went to, this Haitian guy, he was like, yeah, the best team is Manchester United. And I was like, okay, whatever, if you say so. Started watching some of their games, and I was like, okay, I guess this guy was right. Best team is Manchester United. And just also by the way they were playing, like, it was a lot more fun. At that age, you want to see a fun game and not just the passing until someone shoots. Like, at 7, 8 years old, I want to see some action. And Manchester United were bringing the action. And when this was leading up to the 98 World Cup, like, we're fresh off the 94 World Cup here in the States.
Oh, darn it, Chenier. You cutting out. All right, well, I'm going to pick up for Chenier until he comes back. But, I don't know, man. The internet's crappy over there. You back? You alive? He cut out again. All right. Well, back to Andy Cole. Picking up where he left, pretty much this man scored 93 times for Manchester United, 195 appearances over this time of United. He was second all time in EPL scoring. Did not know that fact. Like,
yeah, he had record. I mean, like, you weren't seeing anything. I mean, the fact that Alan Shearer was second to that, like, for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's significant.
Yeah, like, it's weird how, like, EPL historians would be like, "Oh, Alan Shearer scored the most goals." But then normally they'll mention second, and they don't mention Andy Cole at all. Like, they do not mention that man. But like how Andy Cole was described as striker, and I mean, Coach Tony American, y'all can probably correct me on this. He was like a very simple number 9. Like, he did his job. He did a whole bunch of extra stuff. Like, he did his job.
Straight to the point. Basically.
Yeah, that's how that one man was. Now, Dwight Yorke, on the other hand, he came in from Ireland. So I actually found out about his backstory, and this was like kind of cool to me. He was getting ready for, I think, the 92 World Cup with Trinidad?
It was 92 one, yeah. Or it was a 90. Was it a 91? I think it was 90, actually. I'm sorry, 90.
90?
Yeah.
He was 90.
With,
he was 90.
Aston Villa, right?
Yeah, and Aston Villa came. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they was touring in West Indies because, you know, England still thinks they control, like, all of Trinidad, Tobago, and Jamaica. And they just happened to be training at the same place that Dwight Yorke was. The guy was like, pretty much, it was like the Lionel Messi sign, like, you're going to sign this napkin, you're going to become our player, and that's pretty much how it started. And then at Aston Villa, like, he was played out of position, like, he was playing on the right wing, and then they realized, like, oh, snap, he's really good as a number 9.
I mean, it's funny, like, back then, especially, like, when they had, you know, black attackers, a lot of times they wanted to put him on the wing. So, like, same thing happened with Henry. He was put out of position, you know, on the wing as well, too. And you see, like, oh, let me try these dude up top. And then all of a sudden, like, now we have these legends. And it's funny because there's still these, these biases that people had as far as, like, you know, who should be at the top and, you know, the fast black players playing the wing and, you know, top you should have. It's more of it's almost kind of like a QB type of thing is how they saw it. Like, you know, you had to have, like, the mental capacity to be a striker at that level, especially because they were always playing 4-4-2s. You know, everybody was playing 4-4-2 back then. And so
So you mean to tell me it's almost like how the women's national team loves to put any black attacker at fullback? I'm just saying.
Talk about counterproduction.
Just saying. Your best striker was playing fullback the World Cup.
And still.
Yeah.
And they know this.
Of course they know
still.
Oh, man. All right. Well, back to the Dwight Yorke, man. So, like I said, he came from Aston Villa for $12.6 million, which, the transfer fees is increasing. We starting to get up there. We in double digits now.
You know what I'm saying, right?
But at this time in United, he scored 47 goals in 95 appearances. He's 9th all time in EPL scoring, which, once again, I got to see who's on this whole list because I feel like there's a lot of people that we have forgotten about in history. Like, I got to know where Henry ranks in this because I really thought, like, to see Andy Cole second, in my head, I thought Henry was, like, second.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about it. Like, I think that, that one season he had at Newcastle, yeah. Cole had what? I want to say it was what, 40 something?
40, was it 42? 42?
I think it was like 42, yeah.
42?
And, granted they played more games back then, but still, I mean, like, you're not getting players that do that because of, almost like the NBA, how there's, load management. Two, defenses are a little bit more disciplined, I should say. Because back then you just had a lot of, defenders who would just sell out and just, they're going for all-footed tackles type of thing. And all you got to do is, whoop, you buy them, and they got that open space behind them. And just
blood, no foul, baby. No blood, no foul.
But you got that open field after you get past that, that sliding tackle, you good. And so that's why you had those breakaways and everything like that. It's remarkable that tally count that he's got. And, and it's interesting, like today, I mean, I hate to jump the gun and talk about the tandem type thing, but, today I think it was, Harry Kane and Son just had, they just broke the record for most, combined goals or something like that. And
they did.
Like, yeah, to be honest with you, one partnership that reminded me fairly recently of Yorke and Cole was when Suarez was at Liverpool with Sturridge. That was scary. Like the connection that they had, like it was like telepathic connection between the two of them.
Yeah, they're sharing a brain.
Exactly. They always knew where each other were. And I was like, yo, this is like Yorke and Cole, like all over again, except on the other side of Merseyside. Like it was crazy. But that was the closest thing that reminded me to that connection that Yorke and Cole had.
The other crazy part about Cole and Yorke's connection is their game might have been different, like their approach. Like Cole was more of a north-south type guy. He didn't really do too much after that. Yorke was great with his feet, but there was no drastic dynamic. Like they were close to about the same height, same build. Usually you have like two different type of players, different type of styles
big man,
that are up
man.
front. But they were technically kind of the same body, and they were moving and always in the right place. And it was just crazy to see that domination from those type of guys as well.
Go ahead, Klassiker.
Oh no, it's interesting that a few years back where I saw an interview. They were saying like the reason why they felt like they had that that one brain type of thing was I think it was Cole had invited Yorke over to dinners and to hang out with his family, all that stuff, and never before were there other players doing that, because at the same time you gotta remember they were competing for essentially the same spot because they were still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there, Teddy Sheringham was there too. And then you got the two of them. So there's like 4 strikers on the same team. And for him to like, invite him over to chill and like, break bread and everything like that, that's when they started to get that like, that camaraderie and just kind of like, yo, we brothers in this. I mean, I'm sure both being brothers had a factor in that as well. So they were like, yo, man, here we are.
Probably did.
Yo, we got to stick together, bro.
Look,
they basically were saying like, look, we gonna keep Ollie and Sheringham on the bench because we gonna work it out here.
Right.
And see, that was the thing originally, because so we talked about it before the podcast, how Sir Allison, he didn't want Yorke at first. Like, Yorke was not his first choice. The original first choice was Patrick Cliver. And in a famous meeting, Patrick Cliver, pretty much Sir Alex Ferguson is like, you don't have the money to sign me.
Nah.
I don't want to go. And so once Cliver went away, there was Batigo, and Batigo, I think there was like a botched transfer there. Like, apparently the money went to, he was at Fiorentina at the time, right? Yeah. It was a weird Italian transfer type stuff, and Manchester was like, all right, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And then comes the Dwight Yorke. And the crazy thing is, at the time, John Brewery pretty much said, and this is a wild statement, yo. Like, if he said what he said today, it would be all over the news. Pretty much, he was like, I don't want him going to Old Trafford. If it was up to me, I would shoot him dead. Yeah. And I'm like,
can't say that in 2021.
No, you cannot.
PR rep would have been like, hey, shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
It's over.
delete that tweet. Delete that tweet.
Those little Men in Black thing, just
right.
Forget
it. PR rep would have walked over there as soon as he said they took the mic. Hey, this press conference over. We done.
No. Pull that cord. Absolutely. You can't say that nowadays.
No, man, you can't, yo. You can't. But so, like, for real, so August 98, Yorke is there. And things didn't even start off at first. Like, Yorke was on the bench. He was really trying to get Cole and Sheringham together, but them two, woo!
They got some
oh my goodness. Those were the years that I was watching like this.
And the thing was, it was never no racist beef. It was always like,
I just don't like your personality.
Exactly.
Yep.
Wasn't it like it was a misunderstanding? Like somebody, like maybe Cole said something, and it just was there sort of like a misunderstanding with that?
I know they squashed it a few years ago. Didn't they squash it?
Yeah, they squashed it a few years ago. But I think it all stemmed from like the England cap, where Sheringham was getting subbed off for Cole, and Cole tried to dap him up, and Sheringham just walked past him, and Cole
he didn't dap him at all. Yeah,
15 years.
Yeah,
that's a long time to hate somebody, man.
Look.
And then you had the baby assassin only go to Showshine just standing there like, hey guys, we're gonna coach the team in 20 years.
It would have been funny though if Cole would have had like his Jamaican blood come out and like, Jesus, bread. Me want to.
Yo,
was it weird? Did he try to hide that Jamaican accent a lot?
He did. And I mean, I've caught that a lot in a lot of those black English players that obviously are Jamaican. But sometimes you hear it come out, like I've heard it come out with Daniel Sturridge before. I've heard it come out with Ian Wright. You know, it's like
they drop that tea and crumpet and they pick up that beef patty and cocoa bread real quick. You know what I'm saying? Jeez, the age of dread.
Oh man. Yo, so like their partnership took forever to start up, Cole and Yorke, but it really took off. I want to say Southampton, 98, where both of them got on the score sheet. Like, yo, I think Yorke assisted Cole and Cole assisted Yorke. And ever since then, Ferguson was like, all right, y'all gonna start because Ole was injured and Sheringham was old. Let's be real. He was last week. Yeah. So ever since then, and then like the real big game, like the turning point here is Gary Neville did like an interview. I don't know how Gary Neville became like the voice of like the '99 team. Like you know who Gary Neville reminds me of?
Nobody liked him,
bro. Gary Neville truly reminds me of Kevin Garnett and like this Boston Celtics team. Like that's the only like time of year you think of him. Like that's the only time you think of him. But the turning point was when they scored 5 goals between Yorke and Cole in what was like a 6-2 win over Leicester City. And Ferguson was like, oh yeah, y'all starting for the rest of the year.
Nasty.
Yeah,
Hey.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
I mean, you know, real recognize real. I mean, Fergie said, "I'm not gonna mess with a good thing. I'm gonna let it ride out. If it work, if it ain't broke, don't fix it."
Nah, not at all. And like for real, the best highlight between the two of them was against Barcelona in the Champions League, where pretty much they destroyed the entire defense with like what was it, 3 1-1-2s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro, and look, as a defender, that last defender, though, I felt so bad for him because y'all ever seen a defender just glitch out and he just gets stuck and he don't know what to do with his legs?
The legs just freeze up.
That man just stood there, yo. He just stood there and was like, all right. Like, just didn't know what to do.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you see like 2-3 of your boys get cooked by those passes and you next, you're like, well, I mean,
your knees already shaking.
We forgot a part of this drama that was actually pretty pivotal in this chemistry and this partnership happening, because it also couldn't have happened because you gotta remember Cantona was there too. And then retired.
He retired.
He did.
And he retired right up at it. And that, talk about if he had stayed, man.
We might not be having this pod if he stayed.
We would not be having this conversation.
No, because and this is another thing.
That's a big point.
That is a great point. And it's another thing too. Like Cole almost got, NBA terms, traded for Yorke.
Right.
But then Ferguson was like, no, we're keeping him. We're just going to pay you extra $5 million.
Yep.
That's a very good thing about Cantona. Because in Cantona stays, man, like,
ooh, you got to play Cantona. That's the thing about it. You got to play.
That's true. Yeah, but then also, like, that 99 treble doesn't happen.
Yep, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
That 99 treble doesn't happen, but another, you know, through the looking glass situation we can look at is there's heavy rotation that Fergie always uses. He always rotates his players, and that's how he was able to keep things fresh to be able to win a treble. Can you imagine if there was a game where he decided to play Yorke and Cole, even though he still had Cantona, to maybe rest Cantona and see that chemistry? We probably would have been seeing 4-3-3 a lot sooner than we thought.
Yeah, that's true.
That would have been a front three right there.
That'd be nasty.
Oh, that would have been sick. That would have been unfair. But I mean, when you think about it, I think it was just a perfect storm. Cantona and Cole was just the perfect storm. Was just that situation where, you know, it was basically the silver lining. It was like, I didn't get this guy. I'm going to have to settle for this one while he matches perfectly. And just to have that situation happen, that shows the luck that Fergie had, and also shows that once he realized it was a good thing, he was like, I'm sticking with this no matter what. And with you bringing up the situation of Cole and Yorke actually off the pitch developing a chemistry, I mean, like you said, you don't see that. You don't see players do that much nowadays, like hanging out together. I mean, you'll see maybe a little bit of it, like, after the game, we're going to go have a drink together and hang out and chill, and maybe, you know, in the locker room, hang out. But it also does tie into a lot of the more successful national teams. Because of, look at, for example, the Brazil national team back in 2002, like, you see them like in the locker room having like samba parties. Like you could see that there was a chemistry, there was a connection, and that connection off the pitch translates on the pitch. And I think Yorke and Cole really captured that early on and were able to capitalize on it more than anyone else did.
They capitalized on it. Yeah, right. They capitalized on it to the point of 101 goals between them in 2 years. Like all of this. Oh yeah. By the way, they also won a treble in the midst of those 2 years.
And what's crazy about it is like, you know, we always think of, I mean, as Manchester fans, you always think about that night against Bayern Munich in the actual Champions League final. And, you know, obviously, you know, the super sub of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, he's written into the canons of Manchester folklore. But, I mean, people forget, too, that, like, Bayern Munich was going up for the treble that year, too. On the German side of things, too. And so... You know, here you got these two titans going after it, and you know it goes to the last minute, last second type of thing. I mean, like the folklore of that '99 squad, and just like the fact that you know Yorke and Cole, I still don't think they get the full praise that they deserve in the months. The whole community.
You're always going to get a soundbite moment, that final game. But you know, the true, you know, diehards, they know that there wouldn't have been a babyface assassin if Cole and Yorke didn't get them to that final.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So my thing was, neither one of them was on the field for those final two goals, were they?
Nah, I don't think they were.
That's insane. That's insane. That's crazy.
We also need to talk about a very important thing about that era of, you know, Cole and Yorke. That's when popping collars was just like the thing to do, man.
Yo, everybody stay with a... Yo, that collar was hard. That collar was hard, man. That collar was hard.
Yo, they need to bring that back. They need to bring that back.
I mean, it forever... I mean, to this day, like whenever I'm retired from playing now, but whenever I get back on this pitch, and you know, Shy would tell you, like, I'm always trying to pop my collar when I'm in goal, man. And it's just that generation, it just stuck with me. It's just like, you gotta have, I mean, like, yeah, people look down upon it in, you know, regular day-to-day society, but when you're on that field, man, that's just like a whole different swag that you have. I don't care what decade it is. I'm still gonna pop that collar on the field, man.
That collar's like a cape, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It makes you feel invincible. It gives you that. I mean, not only it was, you know, Yorke did it, Cole did it, Ian Wright did it.
Cantona, you know,
Cantona had the collar pop 24/7.
Mm-hmm. Man, Ian Wright had a pop collar and gold tooth. That ain't the blackest thing I've ever seen, man. Yo, I saw that photo. I was like, this man really got a gold tooth and a pop collar?
Yes.
Why don't they do like those today in Black History? Ian Wright stepped on the field with a gold tooth and pop collar.
Look, man, that day, bro.
Yo, you need to have like a tear and everything. And then like a little kid with the baseball hat doing the respect.
It's some legendary stuff, man. That was legendary, yo. Because you know EPL was like, hey, we got to do a drug test. Ain't no way.
Yipping after the game, you know?
They would have called that man. They'd be like, hey, sir, we need you to come with us. Come on. Ian Wright like, I ain't playing. It's the gold tooth, sir. It's the gold tooth. So, no, like we said earlier, man, this partnership didn't even last long. Like, Ferguson, I don't know what it was, but Ferguson was always like, I'm getting tired of this. I got to change it up a little bit. But he stayed ahead of the curve. like at the time, it was like seen this to his detriment, but hindsight's always 2020. We had the curve, so I guess he kind of already knew. Like that's third year, I think they only scored 18 goals beside him, but he was already like, all right, I gotta cut them loose. And the thing was, they were 30. You had Escavati, who's 34-year-old now at United. We had Ibrahimovic. He was like what 70? United scored goals.
Ibrahimovic gonna be playing at 45. I'm telling you, that man is made of something else. He's gonna be playing at 45.
They were kind of, I guess, expecting, I don't know, Cole to keep up the production, like bring over those Newcastle numbers and keep it going. I mean, it might have hit a blip, but you're right, 30.
30 to cut that man loose. So Cole left that summer and went to Blackburn. Yorke stayed around for another 6 months, joining him the next year at Blackburn Rovers. And the crazy thing about that too, they kind of was scoring 30 goals between them that first year at Blackburn. And then 2007, they went to Sunderland together, and guess who was the manager at Sunderland? Anyone want to take a guess? He's an old grumpy Irishman.
Oh, Yorke. Oh, boy.
King.
Yeah, Roy.
Yep.
Roy.
King. That was the man
Good
King.
old Roy.
Their old teammate.
Right. But Cole didn't even stay there that long. Cole was like, he left to go to Barnsley in the summer. And that's the one thing about Barnsley Cole. I mean, not Barnsley, Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole's career path is the true definition of a black man that stays for the job.
Yeah.
That man hot clubs like he want nobody business. And I don't blame him. Like, go get your money. If they're going to pay you, go.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I think he cracked the code then, because once you hit the 2000s, you're hard pressed to find a one club player. And the reason is because your price tag and salary goes up quicker the more clubs you change than if you stay with the same club. So, like, for example, if I were to play at Manchester United for 10 years, let's just say I started out playing at Manchester United getting paid maybe $10,000 a week. By the time that 10 years is up, I'm maybe at 80, maybe at 90. But if I do 2 years at United, 3 years at Bayern, another 2 years at Arsenal, and by the time I reach my 10th year, I'm getting paid $200,000, because as you change club, your price tag goes up higher. So you look at Andy Cole, I think he basically cracked the code. He realized, look, at the end of the day, I keep changing club, they're going to have to pay me more. Because, I mean, your salary is going to go up slower if you stay with the same club. The same way, if you're working, your salary is going to go up slower if you stay with the same company. But if you keep changing company, your salary is going to go up a lot quicker. So,
no, it's like Kobe Bryant making that argument when he was re-signing at one point. He was like, "Pay me for what I've done, not for what I'm going to do. Pay me already for all the stuff that I've accomplished already." You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point about Cole, because I don't know. It seems like he played for the whole EPL, even City.
Yep.
Even City.
He did, man.
And people, a lot of people, are upset about that. Like, how could you go to City? You're a United player. And I think his mentality was just, hey, this is my job. I'm a footballer. As anyone should. Like, you should be able to play wherever you want to play. It doesn't, matter that you're playing for a rival of a former employer or team of yours, Mm-hmm. So he got it. That's all I got to say. He was getting it. Get that money.
He got his money. So,
when you have $5,
I think this pretty much wraps up the Dwight. I think this pretty much wraps up Dwight Cole and Andy Yorke's great partnership in Manchester United. It's definitely one that
Did you just say Dwight Cole and Andy Yorke?
I definitely did. I don't know why I keep want to mix their names up. Why?
They won in the team, dude.
They won in the team.
See, that's how great they were.
Look, 2 peas in a pod, man.
Damn.
2 peas in a pod.
Dang. That's crazy.
This is also stating that all black people look alike. This is a great way of saying we all don't look alike. So the Dwight Cole.
Whoa.
Huh?
Depending on where you at, you know, there are many people who think I look like Rashad. We got homies here in Atlanta that TK. We got a shout out to Stanley. Like, you know, we're like, trust me, depending on where you at, we all look alike. I
gotta shave this off, but they think we all alike. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Hey, that's why we call the podcast Tony and the Darkies. That's why we just started.
Supposed to tell them that, man.
And people, that great voice that you hear right there is the one and only Grego.
Man, listen. Can I tell y'all something real quick? Because you know that we're down here allegedly it's All-Star Weekend because can't nobody go to the game. The people definitely showed up in the city, and I need y'all to get the fuck out.
Yo, y'all down there?
Nah, like, bruh. Like we've been doing so good since COVID. Traffic's been smooth. People can actually go to work that do have to go into the office. And like this weekend, everybody and their mama and their 2 cousins, their 2 favorite cousins, decided to come here to Atlanta. And we're not with that shit. You know, I'm not from Atlanta, but I feel like this is like my first weekend where I could just tell people I'm from here. Y'all need to get the fuck out.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, get off my highway, out of here. Get step. And Martin used to say, step.
We gotta organize a community cleanup now. It's dirty, man. It's dirty.
Trust me. Y'all want to hear like how much dirtiness. Like we got to scrub the whole city after all this. Like it's just so dirty and just bloody. And like I said, we got
y'all out down there killing people on the highway, man. What's going on down in Atlanta?
That ain't us.
Like I said, everybody
every
and their mama and their 2 favorite cousins came down here and they brought their shenanigans with them. And we didn't know about, you know, Ray, you know, cheating on his girlfriend with his 2 favorite sisters. Like, nah, we didn't know all that. We didn't know all that drama. We didn't bring that drama here. We just chilling.
We didn't ask for it either.
Nope.
But yeah, man, like I tried to get here sooner, but you know, traffic, man. It's just I missed the whole conversation. What's good, man?
Not much, man. For those listeners who are wondering, like, why we stopped talking about Dwight and Andy, it's pretty much it's a crossover episode with our favorite guys that follow the culture. So, Grego, for you just coming on, we just got finished talking about Dwight and Andy, you know, the great partnership that they had in Manchester United and how the EPL would like to tell you about them, but you only really hear about them for like 1 year and that their importance that they had not only on the culture, but, you know, Manchester United as a whole.
I mean, if nothing else, I think that the fact that United had that season with 2 black men leading the way up front, that hey, no matter what happened any other season, we got that one. And
yes,
and nobody else in England's done it yet. So hey, I'll take that. I'll take that shit and run with it.
Yeah, got to, man. Like, I think the dopest thing about that partnership is not only was it 2 black men, but it was like Yorke was like 100% like, no, I am Trinidadian. Like,
I'm Tobago, bro. You can't get no more like backwoods Caribbean than Tobago. Like, That's true Caribbean right there.
Yeah, he was like, because I think it was an interview in like the 90s or something, and they were asking with the prospect of like, do you wish you play for England and stuff like that? He was like, no, I played for my national team. I played for this. But he also said like, he knew he wasn't going to win a World Cup with Trinidad and Tobago, and that kind of fueled him. He was like, all right, I can't win a World Cup, so let me go for the best next thing, and that's getting into trouble. Getting a UEFA Champions League, and that's what happened in his move to Manchester United.
It's interesting now because you have basically like a project with Jamaica with their national team where they're looking for those players in England who have that dual national status with England and with Jamaica, and trying to say, hey, we're trying to get everybody that's over there, back to the motherland, back to Jamaica, and play for the national team. Which honestly, all this considered, I say go for it, because I think for a lot of players, they, even if they did grow up in England, I think that especially there, you have that sense of heritage and where your parents or grandparents probably come from, and so that culture isn't lost on them. And not everybody can play for England, and I think not everybody is meant to play for England. And if they still have an opportunity where they can play international ball, I say go for it. Like I think that is just a part of you as whatever English title that you claim. Just like how we have players from all over the place that
everybody does. Every country does. I mean, top 50 countries do that. So it's like, why not?
Yeah.
I will say this. I mean, a lot of things have to work out, like countries like Jamaica, the Curaçaos, Trinidad and Tobago. But if people in like Germany, France, England decided, like, you know what, I'm probably not going to make it into those national teams. Let me go to like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Marquette. I mean, not Marquette. Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, it will be very difficult for like to qualify to CONCACAF. Like, it wouldn't be a cakewalk for U.S., Mexico.
Like,
I mean, I said it, for years.
Look, if everyone went back to play for their country, the World Cup would be won by probably Senegal, Ivory Coast, Jamaica, and Trinidad, and Curaçao.
we saw what happened with the France team back in 2018. I think like over like 2/3 of their team got African roots. Yep. So it's like if those players went back to like their countries of origin where their parents and grandparents came from, France would look so much differently. And mind you, like we said before, these are players who grew up in those countries, but again, they have that heritage. So it's not like that can't play for them. It's just they end up playing for what they know, and their home countries end up catching them sooner. So like even like guys like Mbappe and Pogba, it's just a matter of France caught them sooner and said, "Hell, we're not missing out on those." So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to take into consideration a lot of these players are chasing the glory as well. I mean, if you look at someone like, for example, Pogba, who's he going to win a World Cup with? France or Mali or is Pogba from Mali? Can't remember exactly.
No,
I think it's from Congo, if I'm not mistaken.
No, his brothers play for
Guinea.
Yeah, his brother plays for Guinea.
So basically, Guinea is not winning an African Cup of Nations or a World Cup. So who do I have a better chance of having that success with?
Oh, so I shouldn't place that bet. Damn. Okay. Nope.
I mean, no, like I think Raheem Sterling said it best, where he was just like, when he came down to choose what national team he wanted to play for, he was like, I have to take everything in consideration. I'm going to make more money if I have England International, if it's 1 cap or 50 caps, than I am if it's going to have Jamaica International beside my name. And of course, like he plays in England. Like if he's an England International, that's an extra $10 to $15 million to that transfer fee for him. Like,
yep.
How many times we hear in the EPL like, Oh, he's an English international, extra $5 million. Like, you know.
Yeah, you also gotta remember how those federations treat them while they're in their youth stage too. That's the key thing. If they treat them well during their youth years, theoretically they should be good. But as we've seen here in the States don't take care of them in their youth years, and see what happens. They going to Mexico. All right.
Yeah, that's the dudes. I mean, you're starting to see that. I think USA has learned their lessons with that. You can see that with players like Pulisic, players like Sergio Dest, players like that who had the choice of. I mean, in another world, Christian Pulisic could be playing alongside Modric for Croatia, and Sergio Dest could be playing for the Netherlands, and that's that. I mean, it just goes to show that you got to think long term, and I think the United States is finally getting that picture that you have to think long term. You got to think for the long haul. Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, look, we got a lot of talent, and look, I'm gonna big up my boy McKennie out there at Juve, man. When he went to Juve, I thought he was gonna be sitting on the bench. Yes, Wingardium Leviosa, man.
There you go.
We said it on last week's show.
Deal with it, man.
If that doesn't end up a celebration in FIFA 22,
it needs to be, man.
What are we doing?
It needs to be.
Look, if it isn't a celebration in FIFA 22, I ain't buying it.
Oh, yo. I love Weston McKennie so much because he is like a black nerd that has like great athlete. It is great.
He is. He's look, yo. I love it, man.
I think what was it? He was doing an interview with like UVTV.com or something like that. Mm-hmm. In the background, he had like the Goku poster, like the Harry Potter poster. I was like, yo, this kid is a black nerd, and I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right. So, Grego, you know the thing. The Fifth States for the culture does 2 up, 2 downs. I'm going to toss it over to you, man, so you can lead us in that direction, my good man.
Oh, yeah. For those of you on Can I Kick It that aren't totally aware of what we do, first of all, you need to be listening to us. Of course, we come out on every single podcast app that you could probably think of, man. And what we do as we wrap up each episode, we do 2 up, 2 down. Basically, we give shout outs to 2 good things that are going on in the culture, 2 things that aren't so well in the culture. And definitely, so we can go into that real quick. Tony, you good? Let's do this.
All right. I'm actually going to do 2 ups, 1 down. All right. So the 2 ups I got going on for me, first thing is, if anybody, I know there's some crossover appeal and some listeners listen to both maybe or whatever, but last week I spoke about my mom's being hospitalized. She had a heart attack and everything. Wasn't cool, but now she's discharged. She's good. She sounds like herself. And I was on the phone with her today, and she was back to regular nagging mom ways. You know what I'm saying?
I'm fine. Leave me alone.
I was like, all right, mom. Okay, mom. Okay, all right. When the hang up lasts for like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So that was good to, it was good to have that interaction with her today. So that's definitely a good. The second good I got going on for me 2 up is this past weekend was my daughter's second attempt at playing the game of footy, soccer this weekend. And she had her first practicing game, and she jumped in goal. You want to know the team she's playing, bro?
What's up?
She's playing for the Galaxy, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Holding that big designated player money for her, man. She don't play for this anybody. She don't play for this anybody.
Hey, but I'm all in, you know what I'm saying? Hey, just like we were talking about with Cole, you know what I'm saying? Galaxy's paying her the money, you know what I'm saying?
So you mean to tell me episode 100, we're going to be doing an episode on Memphis?
Exactly.
All right. We'll get ready for it.
Hey, but the other thing I want to say, she jumped in goal. she got between the sticks and she took on her father's legacy, and she did get like a legit save this weekend. Like she dove at the ball right at the kid's feet and everything. I was like,
What?
So I gotta ask, did you have like that black dad moment? You was like, hell yeah.
no, yes. That's what And the thing about it, you know, her mom's a soccer player too, and she played in the field, and she's like, she does not want our daughter to play goalie at all. And so,
the parents, the goalkeeper parents are the nervous wrecks on the bench.
Oh, we're the worst. And the thing about it, she didn't even think about it. Like, we didn't have to say anything. She just innately did it. So
She been here before. Like she know where she belongs.
might be in her blood.
Look,
But,
like I always say, play the goal, yo. No blood, no foul. No blood, no foul. They ain't gonna lie, yo.
And think about it, she was like, I was like, baby, so how'd you feel out there and everything? And she was like, I like playing rough. And I was like, okay.
And you know, yo, she just went for that corner kick when she got the right to actually punch somebody. Yo, so quick story real quick. Like my high school soccer coach, yo, I swear he knew he had hood people on the team because he was like, look, if you play in goal, you literally can punch somebody on a corner kick. We was all like,
you
was like, what?
And get away with it.
I was like, oh, bet. First corner kick, dog, I lie to you, dog, I cold cock one kid in the face.
Yeah.
And the ref was like, you play on. I was like,
I used to tell goalkeepers that when I was training. I was like, hey, when you go for a punch, you know, sometimes you can sneak in a real punch, you know? So, yeah. My only down is superficial, but as y'all can see, I'm a Michigan fan. Wait, there we go, yeah.
Man, what the hell is that other scarf behind you? See? Y'all falling for that trap?
Hold on, I got both. I got all over here.
You only need one on this podcast, sir.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. Hey, just like I said about Galaxy sending my daughter money, hey, Featherstone sent me money.
I swear, dog, Ford Madison is about the whole black community and more.
Yup, they basically did.
You're the only two black people that ain't been touched by Ford Madison, dog. Me and Chenier, the only two. They ain't been we're so happy for it.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, it's just like, hey, Coca Pepsi. Hey, it's whoever paid me last. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Pele.
All right, but I'm a Michigan fan. Michigan took them hot 2 L's this week, so we lost a little bit of momentum going into the tournament. So that's really my only L or down. I gotta say, I'm all right with that though. You know, we good. We got that out the way. So that's my 2 up, 1 down.
Chenier, you want to give this a shot?
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do 2 up, 1 down as well. First up, I'm say like this weekend ended good because this was my wife's birthday weekend. Her birthday was on Friday, so everything went well with all of the plans for the birthday. So you know what they say: happy wife, happy life. To go kind of in order for things to make sense, I'm gonna go with my down and then go with my second up. My down is the dog that me and my wife had for 11 years a couple weeks ago passed away. It was tough. 11 years old, and she died in my arms, and it was brutal. But second up is we got ourselves a new little fur baby. He's 9 weeks old right now, and he actually is able to keep up with my son because he's a much bigger dog than our previous dog was. As a puppy right now, he's like 3 times the size of our dog was full grown. So, yeah, so that's my 2 ups and 1 down.
Mayor. First of all, I'm gonna need you to get with the NBA and the city together, But what you got?
Speaking of the NBA, being that the All-Star game is here this weekend in Atlanta, one thing that they're emphasizing that I'm a big fan of is that the entire game is wrapped around the HBCU. So from the paint on the court, all of the pictures and graphics on the court itself, to the intros, they had Grambling State and FAMU doing the intros for each team. All of the referees that are officiating the game are HBCU graduates. Every player that's graduated from an HBCU, they've allowed them to wear warm-ups or jerseys or anything from their school that they graduated from. So it's all about raising scholarships. They've been awarded scholarships to students, giving back to the community, raising more awareness about HBCUs. And then throughout the game, they have a rolling scroll of just names of all the HBCUs out there. So shout out to the NBA for taking that step to highlight and recognize our HBCUs. And while I'm on HBCUs, my second up will be some other local news about our dear Morris Brown College here. So I think some alumni got together that are in the hospitality world, and they're bridging the gap with the institution and Hilton to start this program, this $30 million program that's going to be this training program to elevate people, I believe, into the hospitality industry, ownership, management, things of that nature. So shout out to Morris Brown College as they make their resurgence and come back and do their thing. So on the downside, though, I just want to reiterate what we've already said about this dang All-Star game. Get these people out of my city, please. We got to clean up. We got to reset.
Our city is already at capacity. We're at capacity already.
We're over capacity for right now. For the game to not have fans, we're like we've passed our limit. But the thing about why we're even at this point is because NBA, TV, Turner, all that stuff is down the street from the arena. So they were trying to be COVID responsible by limiting the travel of all of the production from not leaving the city. But yet everybody else was like, all right, well, we coming to the city. So yeah, that's my down. But yeah, that's it for me.
My dear Yogi, what you got?
Yo, I just remembered that it's All-Star Weekend and the dunk contest is going on, and I'm so caught up guard. I'm like, why are they doing the dunk contest in the middle of the game?
I have to say, I've been watching that for y'all's updates. I'm sorry. But, yeah, it is.
Yeah, man. My 2 ups, 2 downs. 1 up. I just finished applying for grad school at the Virginia State University, going back to get my master's in special education. So we're spending more money to make more money. It's not fun. My second up is we about to get another stimmy check, baby. Can't wait.
Get all your horns up in that one.
Never should have gave y'all money. Never should have gave y'all money.
Hey, look, for all these podcast sites that turned out Can I Kick It a year ago, the price just went up another 20 mil, baby. We going up. We going up. The price just went up.
Let them know. Let them know.
Look, I got people in my DMs like, hey, can we have Can I Kick It on our podcast host? The price just went up.
That's right. That's right.
No.
The price just went up. One down I have is, I gotta say, man, the HBCU court that the NBA did, it was a little lackluster for me. I felt like it wasn't anything too special. Just the court I'm talking about. The court wasn't anything too special. it just looked like an average, college court. I would have seen them be able to put like, the logos of some of these HBCUs on there. That would have been my thing. Or like the actual jerseys, like have each jersey in the color of HBCU. That would be
That's what I thought they were going to do. It would have been dope if like the players actually wore like the actual jerseys from the school or something like that.
At least what was missing.
Name on each jersey,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what they were missing. They had because that court design, they had like no Divine Nine logos, no alphas, no deltas.
Hey, no, that costs me, man.
Hey,
NBA ain't paying that money.
The NBA got it.
Do you know what a Divine Nine would charge the NBA?
Price to break this one up.
Do you know how much it costs a cross? Like,
bro, it costs $2G to cross. Do you know Alpha would have charged like a couple of racks? Oh, you want us in the court?
Oh, y'all want to put us on the logo? Y'all want to put us on the court? Price to break this one.
They would have pledged. They would have pledged the NBA. They were like, nah, you got to cross the sands, yo. You got to cross the sands.
We need either LeBron and Giannis to become an alpha. One of them.
I mean, shit.
One of them got to be an alpha.
If Jordan and the NBA already paying like 100-something thousand to the black community, whatever that specifically means, I have no idea. But yeah, go ahead, run that check,
Yo,
run that stimmy.
Can we take a moment just to talk about that? What is this black community they always talking about? Because every time they say it, I never know what they're talking about.
Vague. Like,
I hate that shit.
Sense.
I'm like,
who are you referring to? Like
I'm the black community
is an organization.
I am the black community. Go ahead, just run that shit over to me.
I always say, hey, I'm part of the United Negro College Fund. Like, I'm always trying to either finish college or get my child in college. So, last I checked, I'm considered a Negro. So, go ahead and,
Every time they say this, man, we're giving $20,000 back to the black community. And I'm looking at like, who? Because I don't see that a penny.
Right.
That 20,000 could have been the turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Just like Nino Brown. Play Nino Brown. They always do that. Like it's not just tonight. It's like they do it all the time. It's like, what exactly do you mean by the black community? It's like that could be anything. That could be like, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and just make this a tax write off, and y'all never see this money, and like that kind of stuff. It always just blows me. But like I said, like it's. I will take the shout out from the NBA for what they are doing. Just know that, let's be more specific next time. And next time y'all want to do an All-Star game with nobody there, don't bring that shit to Atlanta. But,
the only thing specific was the scholarships because we saw the people that got it. But other than that, who the community? Who is it? What is it?
Let me ask y'all this. Y'all think the NFL going to do this?
Fuck no. Not on your life.
NFL was like, we gave y'all black people enough. We made y'all quarterbacks. That's all you get. You want to be owners and whatnot. You ain't getting that here. But I was rolled over in his grave.
Be happy that the highest paid player is black, okay? Okay.
You want us to start paying attention to HBCUs? Better be happy we ain't make them black boy kickers.
If you notice, the commenters, they're so awkward when they say HBCU. They don't even know if that's politically correct. They're like, HBCUs.
It doesn't help that you have.
Can I say that?
It doesn't help when you have like Marv Albert and Reggie Miller on the call. You're just like they just sound like so awkward to begin with.
So awkward.
And now mind you, Chris Webber is actually supposed to be coming down.
Come down here to teach in the AU.
Teaching at Morehouse. So I'm going to see if I can take a class from him. What
are you going to teach? He's just going to teach how to run out on the 5-5.
Time out. Yeah, I said that, pun intended. Now, to defend Chris has actually been a very avid historian within Black history. Like if you know anything about what he collects, he has got a huge collection of like all these old Black artists, artifacts, everything. Like he's actually like, the brother is actually more well-read than you expect when it comes to Black history. So don't sleep on Chris. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I got to defend my Fab job, bro. I got to defend my.
Even though he won't make up with nobody, but that's okay. That's okay.
That's fine. The only thing I want him to teach at Morehouse, one, fall semester better be about why he called that timeout. Spring semester better be about why he choked against the Lakers.
Wow.
A summer semester better be about why he thought it was a smart idea to go to Orlando and Detroit to end his career. And that's all I want to hear from him. Now, he ain't teaching that. I don't got nothing to hear from him.
Yo,
All right, it's just like Shaq, though, man. Shaq's got a degree in everything and wants to be an expert in everything. I want to know why Shaq left Penny in Orlando. I want to know that, huh?
I want to know why he went through a table on Wednesday. That's what I want to know. Oh,
just saying, man. Nobody's perfect, man. Nobody's perfect.
Well,
my timeout is done. All right.
Let me give y'all a couple to wrap up with. Give y'all a quick down, real quick. I don't know if you would call it down or up, depending on your point of view. But Harry and Meghan on the interview, their interview with Oprah is tonight, Sunday, and one of the things they came out with was that apparently the royal family was so nervous about them having a kid, like how dark the baby would be. And
you surprised?
What? You know, after watching The Crown, don't nothing surprise me now.
Yeah,
because
basically
it's like they don't do too well with outsiders. It's like if you ain't part of that tribe, they don't fuck with you like that. So,
but I mean, look how they treat the Irish. So I mean, they've been
doing this shit since Braveheart. They've been doing this shit since Braveheart. They don't fuck with outsiders. Like, nah, it's us. It's this house right here. but yeah, second, like, have you guys made enough point that Man United bust that ass on City today?
Oh.
Like, have we talked about that enough? Because, bruh, like, we let it be known that ass was smacked. That streak is done.
I mean, they do have the lead, though.
Hey, let me ask this first. And I want y'all to be real. When we scored that penalty in the second minute, did y'all have flashbacks against Spurs when we lost 6-1? Did y'all have flashbacks for like a split second?
No,
I wouldn't say I had flashbacks against Spurs, but when we scored that early, I was like, we just poked the sleeping giant. I was like, oh, that goal.
Hey, bro, I was so nervous for like 20 minutes. I was like, hey, Pep about to go into overdrive, bro. He about to go Super Saiyan and pull out Pete Messi on us.
Like, it's crazy because I think we talked about it on our show a couple of weeks back. Like, it's really just crazy, like how deep City is. Like, they had Foden on the bench. Like you just don't have players with that quality. Just like, hey, I'm just going to the bench, just chilling, like it's no big deal. Like, matter of fact, like they did the same thing with the women's team. They had like Roosevelt on the bench. I'm like, yo, like y'all are just, y'all just sitting on money on the bench just because you can.
They had Sergio Aguero in street clothes and Bernardo Silva as like the fifth sub.
Yeah.
Like Bernardo Silva, bro, if Bernardo Silva was at United, granted he might be on the bench because we don't like playing good players until it's too late. But he will be playing.
Yeah. It's wild. But
I'm still gonna say it's D. Henderson.
Yeah, shut out. Like, go ahead and give him that crown. Go ahead and give him that crown.
Hey, man.
I'm ready to move on from De Gea. I'm so ready. But
me too. I mean, I feel that with goalkeepers, and you're seeing the same thing happen with Liverpool with Alisson right now. They get, at a certain point, goalkeepers get punch drunk. If they have to do too much within a season, they get punch drunk, and everything just goes out the window. People say, De Gea's going to get back on the horse. He got back on a pony. He didn't get back on the thoroughbred he was on.
It's hard for me to be sympathetic for Liverpool at times, but you had Alisson who just lost his dad not too long ago. Like, he drowned.
Yeah.
Klopp, who just lost his mom. Like I feel like
have like
they've been going so hard for like the last like 2.5, 3 years. It's like, and because like we talk about it in our culture chat, it's like I think they're due for a refresh after the season. Like
yes,
and I think that as many players that can take a break this summer, the better for them. Because I think that just with the last 18 months, just how it's just been crazy for everybody. I think that everybody just needs to like decompress and just be like, I need to do nothing and just chill out.
At least for like 4 weeks or something. But one thing with Liverpool is that, yes, a lot of people say, oh my goodness, like you got to look at the fact that they've had injury after injury after injury. You know, Klopp lost his mother, Alisson lost his father. But we need to remember that at the time where Jurgen Klopp was complaining the most about fixture congestion, he was not rotating his team.
Yeah.
His front three were playing every single game. And you're seeing a lot of the big teams, and I think Manchester City is the only big team that's not doing this, that have been doing this. I mean, I'm not going to say that we're completely clear from that. Bruno Fernandes has, for the past like 3-4 weeks, has been looking like a walking dead because he's been playing too much. Like when you look at players like Rashford and Bruno, like they're being overplayed, especially with the fact that we have this fixture congestion because of COVID. You see the same thing with Tottenham, with Harry Kane, with Son. They're getting overplayed. They're gonna burn these players out. When you reach the end of the season, when it counts, when you need to go for that final push, I don't think a lot of these players are going to have what it takes to give that final push. Their legs are going to be done.
My last up, like again, I think it's like meh, but we this week is like we're going to come up on a year from basically when damn near the whole world shut down for COVID. So much has changed, you know. I think with our society as a whole, globally as well as here in here in the U.S. But I think at the same time, for a lot of people, it's probably brought them together in ways that they probably weren't considering as much beforehand. Because like, shit, you can even like take like with our show, like we were recording together, you know, all the time. Together up until that point, and like we haven't had a show together yet in exactly a year. Like I haven't seen Tony face to face in a year, and like I tried to today because I tried to Jersey, but then Memphis got hangry. And
Memphis got hangry, serious man. That's Zaxby's was calling her, man. I'm sorry,
but yeah, man, it's I think that it's created opportunities in some cases, and then. Hopefully our country gets right, you know, with this recovery. Of course, we're still on pace to where we're actually ahead of schedule, where we'll all have access to vaccines probably by, they just said May. So
yes.
You know, hopefully hopefully by the end of the summer, we're in a space of where we can actually get back to, you know, linking up in person and all that. So, you know, for everybody out there, keep masking up. No matter, like we said last week, no matter what your stupid ass governor says in Texas, keep masking up. Like even after you get your vaccine, just be safe out here, because you doesn't mean that you're impervious, completely invincible to COVID. So just be smart out here. But yeah, man.
Yo, you know the funny thing is, a year ago, we were all joking. It was like, oh, Ginger Ale will cure coronavirus.
Yeah,
we'll be fine. Yeah, now look at us. Yeah. Coronavirus killing everything.
Right. I mean, back then, like we had taken that seriously, and then all of a sudden, started dropping like flies, and we had a dumbass president who just didn't want to do shit. So
we should have known the year was going to be messed up when Kobe passed away in January. We did. That's what we should have known. Like, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Yeah. This ain't going to be a good year, but you know, it's the last stretch, and I think what people need to do is stay the course you stay the course for a whole year. Keep it going for the last stretch.
Hey, Chenier, like we always say in our podcast, wear your mask, wash your ass. That's how you stop the Rona.
Hey, Grego, they talking about you on that second one, man.
Whoa. Yo, I'm over here. I'm about ready to give Michigan some props, but but then he covered my neck like this. But that's okay. I got something for that. But we're glad, to hook up with you guys for this episode. And yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It was great to have you guys on. Crossovers are always great.
Always good to talk about Dwight, Yorke, and Andy Cole. Always good to talk about that.
Oh, my God.
Black excellence.
It just takes me back talking about those two. I mean, greatness. That's what you call right there, black excellence.
It is.
That is peak. So yeah, man, where can everyone reach out to you guys at? Of course, if they don't listen to you, if they listen to us, I'm pretty sure they listen to you. But for the newbies out there, where can they reach out to you guys at?
As always, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FTCUTD. And yeah, man, like we're still hanging out and keeping it strong on there. Of course, y'all can get the coach gear. You can also get River City 93 gear also at FTCUTD.myshopify.com. And yeah, like I said, we'll be back on here soon, man. But yeah, man.
Oh, Grego, should we tell them about the Trap House City?
Not yet, but we getting there. You getting
there? Okay.
It's about to be too damn hot for a hoodie, man. Like we gotta get a t-shirt.
I mean, I'm with it. Let's do the t-shirt then.
But yeah, man. Well, I said we got some good shit. Like I said we've been having good shit, all year long with the Legends of the Culture hoodies, the racism counter t-shirt, and we're working on a scarf, actually a couple scarves. So yeah, like I said, just keep it linked to the culture, and we got you.
Well, as always, you can follow our podcast at River City 93 on Instagram and Twitter. As always, this is your good man Elliot.
I'm
Chenier. God dang it, Chenier, that's your cue.
Lord, there's a delay on the thing.
See, this is what happens when you have to record over the internet.
Yeah.
But as always, guys, we'll holler at you later. Keep us on the good night, guys.